has already begun to slow. 4 quiet places are waiting in a single line. Nothing will rush you from one to the next. The hours can blur without effort. This is one long stretch of calm. The spaces will change, but the pace will not. And the night will keep carrying you forward. Aisles are already quiet after the last carts rolled out. The supermarket lights stay on at their late night setting. Refrigeration hums behind every closed glass door. Nothing here is in a hurry. You do not need to follow anything closely. The words can sit in the background, like automatic doors that no longer open. The entrance gates are locked, but the lobby remains lit. A row of baskets is stacked inside each other. Receipt paper rests in the printers, unused. Near the front, self-checkout screens show a simple, idle glow. No barcode passes, no beep sounds. The floor has been cleaned to a dull shine. Yellow caution signs have been put away. No footprint crosses the tiles. In the produce section, mist no longer runs. Spray bottles sit on a cart, caps closed. Small signs still name apples and oranges. The shelves look full but untouched. Labels face forward. Nothing has been picked up. A fan in the ceiling turns at a constant speed. Its tone does not change. Air stays even across the aisles. Down the frozen food row, doors hold a steady cold. Frost sits at the edges of the seals. The compressors keep a low, steady rhythm. Inside the glass, boxes remain aligned. Bright packaging stays still. No hand reaches in. A thin strip of light runs along the base of the cases. It does not flicker. It traces the aisle without moving. Time loosens in a place built for quick choices. Now the choices are gone. Only the layout remains. End caps stand like small islands of products. Cardboard displays stay straight. No sign is being replaced. At the bakery counter, the case lights remain on. Trays are empty and clean. A metal tong rests on a mat, untouched. Behind a swinging door, the stockroom stays closed. No pallet jack moves. No tape gun clicks. A back hallway light stays steady. A clock on the wall keeps time without sound. No one looks up. The store holds its own routine. Light, hum, and still air. Nothing presses forward. Nothing resolves. Along the main aisle, price tags repeat in neat lines. The numbers remain readable. They do not matter right now. A single announcement speaker remains silent. No music plays. No reminder interrupts the quiet. In the dairy section, cartons rest in ordered rows. The cooler light stays constant. Condensation does not form on the glass. A cleaner passes somewhere far away, once, then stops. The sound fades quickly. The aisles return to the same steady bass waistline. At the checkout lane, a conveyor belt remains still. Its rubber surface shows faint wear lines. No divider bar is moved. A register screen shows a closed message. The drawer stays shut. Coins remain unseen. Plastic bags hang on their rack. They do not sway. Nothing brushes past them. Outside the front windows, the parking lot is dark and empty. Streetlights hold pale pools on asphalt. No headlights sweep across the glass. Inside, the supermarket remains bright enough to feel safe. Not bright enough to feel awake. Just steady. Refrigeration continues. Ventilation continues. The building continues. And the quiet aisles keep their calm shape, holding the same late-night stillness until morning returns and the doors decide to open again. In the cleaning aisle, bottles stand in bright rows. Caps remain tight. No label is turned. A mop bucket sits beside an end cap. Its wheels are locked. The handle stays upright. At the pharmacy counter, the metal grate is down. A small light behind the glass remains on. Shelves of small boxes stay orderly. No phone rings. No printer feeds out paper. The counter remains sealed. Near the drinks coolers, the door seals hold their line. Cold air stays behind glass. A fan inside the case keeps its soft tone. Cans remain stacked. Bottles remain upright. Nothing shifts when the compressor cycles. A narrow service door near the office stays closed. A keypad light remains steady. No code is entered. Inside the manager's office, a monitor shows a dark screen. A chair remains pushed in. The room remains unused. In the middle aisle, a display of seasonal items stands untouched. Cardboard edges remain straight. A price sign stays clipped at the same angle. No hand straightens it. No cart bumps the corner. The display remains still. Somewhere above the ceiling tiles, a unit cycles once. A soft change in airflow. Then the same quiet hum returns. Light remains even across the aisles. The floor keeps its dull reflection. Near the back, the receiving door remains latched. The dock plate stays level. No pallet appears in the opening. Tape dispensers sit on a shelf. Cutters remain retracted. Nothing is being packed. The refrigerator cases continue their steady work. Frost stays at the edges. Fans keep their constant tone. The store remains clean and ready. Not active, just held in place for the next day. No door opens. No cart rolls. Only lights, cold air, and quiet aisles remain. The night holds the store in its calm shape. Until morning. Soon. The aisles remain quiet under the late night lights. No cart rolls across the tiles. No automatic door opens. The entrance gates stay locked. Refrigeration continues behind every glass case. A compressor cycles once. The tone rises slightly, then returns to its baseline. Nothing else responds. In the produce area, signs remain clipped at the same angle. Fruit displays stay full and untouched. No mist runs from the overhead line. The air remains even across the section. Along the frozen aisle, the base strip light stays steady. Door seals hold their thin frost line. Boxes remain aligned behind glass. No handle is pulled. At the bakery counter, the case light remains on. Trays remain clean. The tong stays on its mat. No drawer slides open. The checkout conveyors remain still. Divider bars remain where they were left. Register screens keep their closed message. No beep sounds from a scanner. Time loosens in the long central aisle. Price tags repeat in neat rows. Numbers remain readable, but unnecessary. The layout holds its quiet order. In the pharmacy corner, the metal grate stays down. A small backlight remains on behind the glass. Shelves of small boxes remain straight. No phone rings. No paper prints. Near the drinks coolers, a fan continues its soft tone. Condensation does not form. Bottles and cans remain stacked in tidy columns. Nothing shifts when the case cycles. Outside the front windows, the parking lot stays empty. Streetlights hold fixed pools on asphalt. No headlight sweeps across the glass. The store remains sealed from the night outside. A mop bucket remains parked near an end cap. Wheels stay locked. The handle remains upright. No water sloshes. No cloth moves. In the cleaning aisle, bottle caps remain tight. Labels face forward. No item is out of place. The shelves hold their bright rows without change. A keypad light near the office door stays steady. No code is entered. The service door remains closed. Inside, the office stays dark. The chair remains pushed in. A ceiling unit cycles once more. Airflow shifts slightly, then returns to the same quiet loop. The sound fades back into the hum. In the back hallway, the receiving door stays latched. The dock plate remains level. No pallet jack moves. Tape dispensers remain on the shelf. Cutters remain retracted. Time continues without markers in the dairy aisle. Cartons remain in ordered lines. The cooler light remains constant. No hand reaches for a shelf. A distant cleaning machine passes somewhere once. The sound is brief. Then it disappears behind stockroom walls. The aisles return to full quiet. The seasonal display remains untouched. Cardboard edges stay straight. A price sign stays clipped in place. No corner bends. The floor keeps its dull reflection. No footprint appears. No shadow changes shape. Light remains even across the tiles. Refrigeration continues. Ventilation continues. The building continues. The supermarket stays bright enough to feel safe, quiet enough to feel finished, held in its calm shape until the doors open again. After midnight, the park is locked and still. Ride lights stay low along the paths. The rides stand frozen in their frames. Nothing is about to begin. You don't need to focus. The words can stay in the background, like power running through a sleeping park. Lanterns repeat down the main avenue. Each pool of light rests on the pavement. Shadows stay shallow. Ticket booths are dark behind glass. Turnstiles hold their position. The entry gates do not move. A row of strollers is parked in a straight line. Wheels are locked. Straps hang without sway. Trash bins stand where they always stand. Lids remain closed. Nothing shifts beside them. The carousel canopy keeps a quiet ring of bulbs. Horses remain mid-step. No organ starts. Painted poles keep their shine. The platform stays still. No motor engages. Farther in, the Ferris wheel rises above the roofs. Cabins hang evenly spaced. No rotation begins. A control box shows one steady green. No second light appears. No switch clicks. The roller coaster curves in dark steel. Cars are parked at the platform. Restraints remain open. A maintenance tag hangs from a rail. It stays straight. No wind turns it. In the game alley, prizes hang in neat rows. Dim bulbs keep a soft glow. No bell rings. Counters remain clear. Tokens sit in a tray. Nothing is taken. A snack kiosk sits shuttered. Menu boards remain lit but unchanged. No timer beeps. Paper cups rest in stacks. Napkins stay in their box. The window reflects only lamps. Near the fountain, water is off. Coins rest at the bottom. The surface stays smooth. Edge lights reflect, then settle. No ripple travels across the basin. Nothing disturbs the calm. Along the river ride, the channel sits low and dark. No pump starts. No boat moves. A dock light stays on. Empty seats remain dry. The safety bar stays raised. At the bumper car pavilion, the floor is empty. Ceiling grids keep a low setting. Cars line up along the rail. Numbers remain readable on their backs. No tire squeaks. No motor whines. In the food court, chairs are stacked on tables. Metal legs repeat in quiet shapes. No tray slides. Vending machines glow in soft blues. Their coils hold snacks in place. No can drops. A staff door stays shut on the side path. keypad light remains steady. No code is entered. Inside, the service corridor stays dark. No cart rolls over concrete. No latch turns. Somewhere behind a wall, a fan keeps a low tone. It does not rise. It does not fade. A relay clicks once near a cabinet. One click. Then baseline hum again. Painted arrows remain clear on the pavement. They guide no one tonight. They rest as part of the layout. A soft breeze passes through the plaza. Not enough to lift debris. Not enough to chill the air. Past the plaza, an arcade corridor sits behind shutters. Screens are off. Prize counters are closed. Glass reflects lantern light in thin lines. No joystick moves. No coin drops. A souvenir shop window remains lit inside. Postcards stand on rotating racks. Keychains hang in tidy rows. Nothing swings. Nothing falls. The door stays locked. On the parade route, rope lines remain slack. Stanchions stand in place. Tape marks remain on the curb. No speaker crackles. No spotlight sweeps the street. A small stage sits quiet on the main square. Curtains are down. Microphones remain on their stands. No cue light turns on. No floor monitor hums. The boards stay dark. Near the haunted house facade, fog machines are silent. A chain hangs across the entrance. It does not sway. Inside the windows, props remain still. No flash. No sudden sound. At the small train station, the platform gate remains down. A timetable board stays blank. The track curves into darkness. No headlight appears. No whistle sounds. The lamp holds its circle on the gravel. At the far end, the exit sign glows above the locked gate. Letters remain sharp. No latch moves. The park stays sealed. Lights stay low. Paths stay empty. The quiet holds, steady and unbroken, until morning returns. Behind the coaster, a maintenance shed stays closed. A padlock sits centered in its loop. No work light turns on. A hose reel stays coiled on the wall. A drain cover stays dry. A cone stands beside it. A security buggy is parked under a canopy. Keys are not in the ignition. The windshield reflects one steady lamp. Tires remain still. No radio chirps. No engine turns. Above the park, a control room window remains lit. A desk lamp makes a small square of light. No figure crosses it. A monitor inside stays dark. A chair remains pushed in. Nothing changes there either. Near the back gate, a chain stays tight across the service lane. A keypad light holds steady. No truck enters. A thin sign reads, "Staff only." Letters remain clear. Nothing passes beneath it. Nothing starts. Nothing ends. The park remains quiet, held under lights, waiting for daylight. lanterns continue their spacing. No bulb changes tone. No shadow moves across the path. A row of closed umbrellas stands in a bin near the cafe. Fabric stays folded. Handles remain aligned. At the arcade shutters, a small emergency light remains on. It casts a thin rectangle on the floor. No step enters it. Prize wheels remain still behind glass. Numbers stay readable. No pointer clicks. Near the fountain, the surface keeps its smooth line. Coins remain where they settled. Edge lights hold their quiet reflection. A leaf drifts once along the basin rim, then stops. The water returns to stillness. Along the river ride, the dock ladder remains dry. A safety chain rests across the entry. Its links do not sway. A control panel beside the dock shows one steady green. No second light appears. No switch moves. At the bumper car pavilion, ceiling grids keep their low glow. Cars remain lined up. Their numbers stay clear. A rubber floor mat lies flat near the gate. Corners do not lift. No wheel crosses it. In the food court, stacked chairs keep their repeating shapes. A napkin dispenser sits closed on a counter. Nothing slides. A freezer case hums softly behind a service door. The tone stays even. It fades into the background. A distant cabinet relay clicks once. Not an alarm, just a routine check. Then the same low fan tone returns. Nothing else responds. The parade rope remains slack along the curb. Stanchions hold their position. Tape marks stay bright under lantern light. A paper cup rests near a bin. It does not roll. Air passes and leaves it unchanged. At the haunted facade, the warning chain remains across the doorway. Fog machines stay silent. Window props remain still. A porch light above the door keeps its small pool. No insect circles it. No shadow crosses the boards. At the Ferris wheel base, the control box stays green. Cabins hang without sway. No brake releases. A maintenance log sheet sits under a clear cover. No page turns. The cover stays latched. The coaster platform remains empty. Restraints stay open. A tag remains straight on the rail. A single work lamp near the stairs stays off. The stairs remain clear. No boot scuffs the metal. At the train station, the gate arm remains down. The timetable stays blank. The track disappears into darkness. A platform lamp holds its circle. Gravel remains undisturbed. No headlight appears. Near the exit, the locked gate stays quiet. The sign remains lit. Letters remain sharp. Beyond the fence, the parking lot stays dark. Streetlights hold pale pools. No car enters them. The park keeps its night setting. Low lights, empty paths. Power continues behind walls. Air continues continues through vents. Everything remains calm. Nothing starts. Nothing ends. The quiet continues. Behind the souvenir shop glass, shelves remain orderly. Postcards stay squared in their racks. Keychains hang in rows. Nothing swings. A small register screen remains dark. The drawer stays shut. No receipt feeds out. In a side corridor, a mop sink light remains on. A bucket rests beneath the faucet. No water runs. Cleaning signs are stacked flat against the wall. Their hinges remain closed. No wheel rolls past them. Near the staff gate, a security panel shows a steady status. No alert color appears. No buzzer sounds. A camera dome remains fixed above the lane. Its indicator stays faint. It does not turn. At the maintenance lane, the hose reel remains coiled. A drain cover stays dry. A cone stands beside it. A tool cabinet remains locked. Keys remain elsewhere. No latch clicks. Over the main plaza, the lanterns keep their calm glow. The carousel stays still. The wheel stays still. The park remains sealed in light and quiet, held in place until morning. A final relay confirms power. One soft click, then nothing. Paths remain empty. Signs remain lit. The night holds its calm pattern a little longer. No footsteps return, and the low hum stays even. Still. After midnight, the terminal is open, but empty. Gate screens keep their dim, standby glow. Cleaning crews have already passed through. Nothing is about to depart. You don't need to focus. The words can stay in the background, like ventilation moving through a quiet building. A long concourse runs past closed shops. Metal shutters stay down. Price boards remain lit behind glass. A row of luggage carts is parked in a neat line. Wheels are locked. Handles do not shift. At the nearest gate, the jet bridge light stays red. The door is sealed. No badge reader beeps. Seat rows face the windows. Armrests stay cold. No bag rests on the fabric. Outside, the apron is lit in pale pools. Tugs and belt loaders sit parked. Orange cones mark lanes that no one uses. A service truck stands with its beacon off. No engine hum rises. The asphalt holds the same still reflection. Down the corridor, a moving walkway is stopped. Its rubber handrail does not glide. The metal comb plates remain clean. A sign above it reads, "Closed for night." Letters stay sharp. Nothing scrolls. In the ceiling, a fan keeps a low, constant tone. It does not surge. It does not fade. Air stays even along the tiles. Near security, the lanes are roped off. Plastic trays are stacked inside each other. The scanner screen remains dark. A single monitor shows a steady status line. No alert color appears. No chime sounds. At the information desk, a desk lamp is on. A phone handset rests in its cradle. No call light blinks. Brochure racks remain full. Maps sit squared. Nothing is taken. A corridor leads toward baggage claim. The floor changes to darker tile. Lights repeat at even intervals. The silence stays contained. Footsteps would echo. None arrive. At the carousel, the belt is still. Rubber slats hold their position. No suitcase circles. A scale display shows zeros. A printer holds a blank label strip. The cutter remains still. Behind a glass door, the lost and found room is closed. A small keypad light stays steady. No code is entered. A camera dome watches the hallway. Its indicator stays faint. It does not turn. Outside, a runway sign glows blue at the edge of the field. A distant beacon blinks once, then again. The pattern stays slow and measured. No aircraft crosses the lights. No roar travels over the roof. Only the steady fan tone remains. Back at the gates, boarding pillars stay dark. Stanchions remain in straight lines. Rope belts stay slack. A gate agent podium shows a closed message. No paper feeds out. No drawer opens. In a closed cafe, chairs are stacked on tables. Metal legs repeat in quiet shapes. A mop bucket sits dry near a drain cover. No water runs. No cloth moves. The floor keeps its dull shine. A small electric cart is parked by a service door. Keys are not in the ignition. The windshield reflects one ceiling light. A sign on the door reads, "Staff only." Letters remain clear. The latch does not shift. Above the windows, advertising screens show a dim, still image. No video plays. No audio begins. The glow stays soft. Outside, a line of light touches the wing of a parked aircraft, then fades as the cloud cover shifts. The plane remains still. An intercom speaker clicks once. Not an announcement. A system check. Then the terminal returns to its baseline. Airflow. Light. Distance. Nothing starts. Nothing ends. The night holds the airport in quiet order until morning. In the restroom corridor, lights stay on at low power. Mirrors reflect empty stalls. Hand dryers remain silent. A paper towel dispenser stays full. A sink tap does not drip. The tiles remain dry. At the far window, a line of runway edge lights sits in the distance. They do not rush. They simply mark the field. A de-icing truck is parked with its boom folded. Its amber beacon remains off. hoses rest in their brackets. In a side hall, a glass case holds model aircraft. Dust stays undisturbed on the base. The plaque text remains readable. A cleaning cart stands parked beside a closed closet. Its bottles stay upright. No wheel rolls. Near a closed gate, a small red exit sign glows over a service stair. The stairwell stays dark below. No footstep echoes up. A metal handrail holds a cool shine. It does not move. It remains fixed. Above the concourse, a ceiling panel clicks once as it settles. Then the fan tone remains. The airport keeps its quiet pattern. In a back office, a single monitor shows a closed dashboard. Graphs remain frozen. A chair stays pushed in. A key rack holds spare keys in labeled hooks. None are missing. None swing. Under the desk, a UPS unit shows one steady green. No fan surges. No alarm tone sounds. Outside, the parked aircraft remain dark at the stands. Inside, the concourse remains lit and empty. Ventilation keeps moving. Screens keep glowing. And the airport keeps holding its calm until the first doors unlock. No rush. No change. End. The concourse remains unchanged under the late night lights. No gate screen updates. No boarding chime sounds. The standby glow holds steady. At the nearest window, the apron stays quiet. Cones remain in place. Service vehicles remain parked. No beacon flashes. No engine turns. The moving walkway remains stopped. Handrails do not glide. The closed for night sign stays sharp. Nothing scrolls. Nothing shifts. Near security, rope lines remain fixed. Trays remain stacked. Scanner monitors stay dark. A single status light stays green. No alert color appears. In baggage claim, the carousel belt remains still. Rubber slats hold their position. No suitcase circles. The scale display remains at 0. The label printer stays blank. A service door remains shut by the electric cart. Keys are not in the ignition. The windshield reflects one ceiling light. The staff-only sign remains clear. No latch moves. Airflow continues through the ceiling vents. The tone stays even. It does not rise. It does not fade. The tiles keep their dull reflection. Outside, runway edge lights remain distant and steady. A beacon blinks once, then again. No aircraft crosses the field. The roof holds the sound back. An intercom speaker confirms itself once. A soft click. Then silence. The terminal returns to its baseline hum. shops remain shuttered. Chairs remain stacked in the cafe. A mop bucket remains dry near the drain. No water runs. No cloth moves. The information desk lamp remains on. The phone remains in its cradle. Brochures remain squared. Nothing is taken. The restroom corridor remains lit at low power. Hand dryers remain silent. Taps do not drip. Mirrors reflect empty stalls. At the far end, a red exit sign glows over a service stair. The stairwell remains dark. No footstep echoes up. The handrail keeps its cool shine. Outside, parked aircraft remain dark at the stands. Inside, the concourse remains lit and empty. Nothing starts. Nothing ends. The quiet continues until morning. In a glass case, model aircraft sit on clear stands. Dust remains undisturbed on the base. Plaque text stays readable. No cabinet door opens. No light changes inside the case. In a back office, a monitor shows a closed dashboard. Graphs remain frozen. A chair stays pushed in. A key rack holds spare keys on labeled hooks. None swing. None are missing. Near the maintenance closet, a de-icing hose rests in its bracket. The boom remains folded. The amber beacon remains off. Hinges stay still. No pump starts. A ceiling panel settles once with a soft tap. Then the airflow returns to its steady tone. No other sound follows. The terminal holds its calm pattern, unchanged. A PA speaker remains silent above the gates. No message plays. A wall clock advances without notice. A cleaning cart stays parked by a closed door. Bottles remain upright. No wheel rolls. The airport keeps holding the night. Runway lights continue beyond the glass. After midnight, the ward is quiet and dim. Call buttons remain unpressed along the wall. Monitors glow behind closed curtain gaps. Nothing is about to happen. You don't need to listen closely. The words can stay in the background, like a steady ventilator far down the hall. A long corridor runs past numbered doors. Nameplates remain clipped in place. The floor is polished and clean. Ceiling lights are lowered to night mode. They do not flicker. They do not brighten. At the nurse station, a desk lamp stays on. A chart trolley is parked beside the counter. Pens rest in a cup. A phone handset sits in its cradle. No ring light blinks. No speaker crackles. Along the wall, hand sanitizer dispensers remain full. A waste bin lid stays closed. A linen cart is parked with its brakes set. Nothing rolls. Nothing shifts. Behind curtain, a monitor shows a steady line. No alarm banner appears. Digits hold their calm pattern. A drip chamber holds the same level. The line does not bubble. The clamp stays in place. Air moves softly through the ventilation grill. Not cold, not warm, even and forgettable. At the end of the corridor, double doors lead to the stairwell. A red exit sign glows above them. The push bar remains untouched. Beyond the glass, the stairwell stays dark. No footstep echoes up. No hinge moves. In a supply alcove, cabinets remain closed. Labels read gauze, gloves, syringes. Nothing is taken. A small refrigerator light stays on inside the medicine room. The door remains shut. No seal breaks. The hallway clock advances without sound. You do not follow it. The ward does not respond. Time feels flattened by routine. A wheelchair rests near the wall. Its footrests are folded up. The brake levers remain set. A walking frame stands beside it. Rubber tips remain still. No hand reaches for the grips. Somewhere farther down, a soft relay clicks once. Not an alarm, a system check. Then the baseline hum returns. A cleaner's cart stands parked near a closed door. Bottles remain upright. A mop handle rests in its clip. No water runs. The floor stays dry. At a window recess, city lights sit far below. Reflections rest in the glass. No headlight sweeps across the pane. The ward remains insulated from the street. A call light panel shows no red. Only one green status lamp remains steady. No new light joins it. Silence holds its shape. A curtain edge moves slightly with airflow, then settles. No voice follows. The corridor returns to stillness. In the nurse station drawer, a stack of wristbands remains aligned. A label printer stays idle. No paper feeds out. A clipboard lies open to a blank line. No entry is needed tonight. Near the medicine room, a keypad light remains steady. No code is entered. The latch stays closed. Inside, blister packs sit in labeled trays. Syringes rest in sealed wrappers. A sharps box remains latched. Nothing is handled. An IV pump screen glows through a curtain gap. The rate remains unchanged. No button is pressed. A soft green indicator stays on. No orange warning appears. The tubing keeps its line without movement. At the hydration station, paper cups are stacked. A water dispenser light stays blue. No lever is pulled. A small sign reads, "Please use quietly." The letters remain clear. No one arrives. A linen cupboard door sits flush with its frame. Its handle remains centered. No hinge shifts. Folds of clean sheets rest in neat piles. Corners corners stay sharp. Nothing slides. An elevator call panel shows no request. Numbers do not change above the doors. The chime does not sound. The doors remain closed. The seam stays tight. No draft passes through. On the wall near room 12, a notice board holds memos. Edges remain flat under the pins. No paper flutters. A pen is tied to a string. The string hangs straight. The pen does not swing. A wheelchair footplate reflects a thin line of light. Then the reflection fades as you move past. The corridor keeps its quiet air. Somewhere behind a door, a bedside fan turns slowly. Its sound stays low. It does not vary. A monitor continues its steady glow. The digits remain calm. At the far corner, a handrail turns with the wall. The joint stays smooth. No scuff mark changes it. A floor drain cover sits flush. No water reaches it. No echo returns from below. The night shift list remains on the nurse station screen. Names stay in place. No new task appears. A stapler sits on the counter. A final indicator on the call light panel stays dark. No red arrives. No blue flashes. The corridor remains quiet and dim. The hall stays steady. Nothing starts. Nothing ends. The ward holds its quiet pattern until morning arrives calmly. The corridor keeps its night mode without change. No call light appears. No door opens. The air remains even. At the nurse station, the desk lamp stays on. The phone remains silent. The label printer stays idle. Pens remain in their cup. Wristbands remain aligned. Along the wall, dispensers stay full. The linen cart stays braked. The waste bin lid stays closed. Nothing rolls past the tiles. Behind a curtain gap, a monitor holds steady digits. No alarm banner appears. No tone sounds. A drip chamber holds its level. The tubing remains still. Ventilation moves softly through the grill. Not colder, not warmer, just constant. Curtain edges lift slightly, then settle. At the medicine room, the keypad light remains steady. No code is entered. The latch stays closed. Inside, trays remain labeled. Packs remain sealed. Nothing is handled. Near room 12, the notice board papers remain flat. Pins hold. No corner lifts. The pen on its string hangs straight. The elevator panel shows no request. Numbers do not change. The chime does not sound. Doors remain closed. The seam stays tight. A wheelchair remains near the wall. Footrests stay folded. Brake levers remain set. A walking frame stays beside it. Rubber tips remain still. Far down the hall, a relay clicks once. Then silence returns. No response follows. The baseline hum continues. At the window recess, city lights stay distant. Reflections rest in the glass. No headlight sweeps the pane. The ward remains insulated. The hydration station stays untouched. Cups remain stacked. The dispenser light stays blue. No lever is pulled. A cleaner's cart remains parked. Bottles stay upright. The mop handle remains clipped. No water runs. The floor stays dry. Time continues without urgency. The clock advances without sound. No one looks up. The corridor holds its quiet routine, unchanged through the remaining hours. A handrail turns with the wall at the corner. Its surface stays cool. No grip slides along it. The floor drain cover remains flush. No water reaches it. No echo returns. Inside a closed room, a ventilator tone stays low. It does not rise. It does not fade. A monitor glow remains steady behind the curtain. The night list remains on the station screen. No new task appears. No message interrupts. A stapler rests where it was left. The exit sign above the stair doors remains red. The push bar remains untouched. The stairwell stays dark beyond the glass. No footstep climbs. No hinge moves. The corridor stays quiet and dim. Light, air, and routine remain in place. Nothing starts. Nothing ends. A supply alcove remains closed along the wall. Cabinet labels stay readable. No latch shifts. The small refrigerator light stays on behind its door. The seal holds. Nothing changes in the cold space. A laminated sign reads, "Quiet hours." Letters remain clear. No one passes beneath it. The corridor remains steady until morning. No bell sounds. No call comes.